back with Kate Watts, a registered dietitian at Cone Health. She's talking about healthy eating, cutting back on the sugar. What do you do if everyone in the household is not ready to commit to making this kind of switch? You know, family members have different ideas for meals and snacks and things like that.
Well, it definitely does help to make changes together as a family. So having a conversation with other members in your household, letting them know why this is important to you and what they can do to support you. If you have family members that are bringing sugary drinks and foods into the house, or they're upset when you don't bring them home from the grocery store, just having a conversation about how that temptation is really difficult, and maybe seeing if they would consider keeping those items in a separate cupboard or drawer, you know, somewhere more out of sight and less convenient, may be a good compromise.
All right, I don't want us to forget that question of substitution. All right, so how do we substitute when we really are craving something sweet?
Well, let's start with drinks. You know, considering that a 20-ounce soda contains almost double the daily recommended limit of added sugar, we know that making changes there can have a big impact on your health. And so really thinking about what is it that's driving you to reach for those sodas to begin with. And so for some people, that's just their thirst. So it helps just to have the best choice, which is water, available nearby at all times. Carrying a water bottle so that when that thirst hits, you have an easy option instead of having to go to the vending machine and being tempted to purchase a soda or a sports drink. Other substitutions for drinks include carbonated flavored water. So if you really like the fizz, you can still get your carbonation. If you're looking for caffeine, some unsweetened options include coffee, where you can then control how much sugar you're adding to it, as well as hot herbal teas or iced green teas. Looking for products that may still have some added sugar, but will be significantly less than those other caffeinated soda options. We also get a lot of questions around artificial sweeteners, diet sodas, zero sport drinks as a substitution. And they can definitely be used as a tool to help you get away from those more sugary drinks. They do have their benefits. They don't spike blood sugar, and they also are going to help with, you know, like reduce cavities, but they have other health concerns. So we want to also treat them as something to consume in moderation, with that ultimate goal of getting to more natural choices like water and other unsweetened drinks.
All right, so what about if we're trying to make the switch and we get way off track, like one weekend, and we feel discouraged and we feel like we can't do it? What's the advice there?
Well, habit change is hard and it takes time, so it's going to come with its fair share of setbacks and what we may even consider mistakes. So really looking at those setbacks as an opportunity to get really curious about what you might do differently in that situation, should you be in that difficult, you know, temptation again. One of the first things to do is really just ask what got you off track. And so for some people that is, you know, a vacation or a holiday, or maybe it's your schedule changed, or maybe you haven't gotten enough sleep so your willpower hasn't been as strong, or maybe you've had more stress and so you've been stress eating. And so looking at what caused you to get off track so you can make a plan and really visualize through what you would do differently in the future. And then, you know, if you're getting discouraged, just really trying to remind yourself of the small successes that you've already had, and just trying to really stay positive and avoid those negative thoughts.
All right, little bit by little bit, you make that change. And she says gradual. It's okay. You don't have to cold turkey everything. You can gradually make this change for the better. Thank you so much for your information. We have Crystal's story along with all of these resources that we just talked to Kate Watts about, our dietitian, on the website. Take a look. It's in the To Your Wellbeing section.